Happy morning. I am Dr. Beth Anil Kumar, a professor at Department of Mechanical Engineering from B&M Institute of Technology. Today I am going to solve one problem on projections on prisms. Let me understand what is meant by a prism. A prism is a solid. It consisting of two end similar faces, and these end faces are connected by rectangular faces. See, let us say it is a pentagonal prism where the top face and bottom face which are pentagonal in shape, and these end faces which are connected by rectangular faces. These are called as top face corners and these are called as bottom face corners. The line connecting their top face corner and the bottom face corner, it is called as a longer edge. And the line connecting the center of their top face and their bottom face, it is called as an axis line. An axis line is an imaginary line connecting their end faces called top face center and the bottom face center. Now this prism, the problem it goes like this. A pentagonal prism, 25 millimeter side of base and 60 millimeter axis length rest on HP on one of its edges of the base. Draw the projections of the prism when the axis is inclined to HP at 40 degree and VP at 30 degree. See here, the problem it is with respect to a pentagonal prism, which is side of base is given 25 millimeter, the axis height is given 60 millimeter. It is resting on HP on its edge of its base. If it is like this, it becomes corner on its base. If it is like this, the edge is resting on HP, in which the axis of the prism is inclined to HP at an angle 40 degree and VP it is at an angle 30 degree. Draw the top view and front view in this position. Now this prism, no doubt it is resting on HP on its edge of its base, where axis is inclined to HP at an angle 40 degree and VP at an angle 30 degree. Project the top and front view. In this final position, very difficult to draw the top and front view because it is inclined to both HP and VP, that I cannot draw directly on HP or on VP plane. What I have to do? Initially, we make an assumption that the prism is resting on HP on its base, in which the axis of the solid is perpendicular to HP and parallel to VP. Get the top view and front view in this position. Top view, it will be a regular pentagon in which my top face corners are visible and base corners are not visible. In this edge position where edge is preferable in the right side. Call the top face corners A, B, C, D and E, and the bottom face corners called A1, B1, C1, D1 and E1. In the top view, I can see the top face corner, but bottom face corner is not visible. That means A is visible, A1 is not visible, the corner B is visible, but B1 not visible. Like that, initially you draw the top view and front view of the pentagonal prism. See, you draw an XY line with a medium pressure. You draw XY line with a medium pressure. Show VP, HP on either side of the XY line. Construct a pentagon. Since it is resting on HP on one of its edges of the base, you draw a pentagon in the side position where side is preferably on the right side. Where side is preferably on the what? Right side. Call this pentagon like A, A1, because there are two corners like top face corner, bottom face corners. This is B, B1, C, C1, D, D1. D1 is in bracket, E, E1, E1 is in bracket. It is of side of base 25 millimeter. How do we get the center? By drawing the diagonal, by drawing their corners. Take the midpoint and connect to the opposite corner. Take the midpoint and connect the opposite corner. You got the center of the pentagon called O1 and project the front view. Draw a projector vertically from A1. You draw a projector from BB1 and EE1, and you draw a projector from CC1 and as well as DD1. And also draw a projector from O1. This is my O1 dash. So from here you erect a line called axis line, big line, small line, big line, small line, big line, small line, in which the axis height O dash, O1 dash, it is about 60 millimeter. Complete the front view. Front view, it will be a what? Rectangle. Top it will be a pentagon, and front view it will be a what? A rectangle. Rectangle. So this is my initial set of what? The top view and front of the pentagonal prism, in which A1 it is visible, A is not visible. This is C1 dash is visible, but D1 is not visible. C dash and D dash. This is B dash comma what? E dash, and it is B1 dash comma what? E1 dash, in which the axis height is 60 millimeter. So initially we did the top view and front of a pentagon in which the side and the right side also perpendicular to the XY line. In the next step, you rotate a solid about its edge of its base in which axis inclined to at an angle 40, but you take a base at an angle 90 minus 40, that is 50 degree. Get the second set of top view and plus front view. So now you mark C1 dash and D1 dash on the XY line, in which keep the protractor here. You draw a baseline 90 minus 40, 90 degree minus axis inclination if it is given. You take a base inclination called 90 minus 40, that becomes 50 degree. You draw a baseline at an angle 45 degree, at an angle 50 degree, and take the measurement of C1 to A1, C1 to A1. This is your A1 dash. Measure C1 to O1, mark here, and measure C1 to B and mark. This is my B1 dash comma what? E1 dash. So initially what I did, you draw a baseline which is inclined to HP at an angle 50 degree, not at 40 degree. Automatically axis it becomes what? 40 degree to HP. So now how do we reconstruct this figure? Just you draw a line from the base which are all at an angle 90 degree to it. So now from A1 dash you draw a line of length 60 millimeter exactly at 90 degree to it. From B1 you draw a line exactly at 90 degree to it. Axis line, big line, small line, big line, small line, big line, small line, like that, and complete the second front view in which the axis is inclined to HP at an angle 40 degree, but base is inclined to HP at an angle 50 degree. So this is what is called as A dash, and this is B dash comma E dash, and this is O dash, C dash comma what? D dash. So now get the top view. How do we get the top view? Very simple. You draw a projector vertically from A1, from B1, from O1, from C1. In the same way, draw a projector from vertically A, draw a vertical projector from B, from O, and also from C. In the same way, draw a projector horizontally from EE1. See, the projector of EE1 is available here. This is what is called as E1, and this is what is called as E. Draw a projector horizontally from DD1. So this is D1 and this is D. You draw a projector from O1 and as well as AA1. This is A1 and this is O1 and this is A and this is O. You draw a projector horizontally from CC1. This is C1 and this is C. And you draw a projector horizontally from BB1. So this is what is called as B1 and it is what is called as B. See, I projected all the point, right? So after drawing all the projectors, what to do? In the rules of visibility, first what it says, the boundary should be continuously dark line. See, make it boundary as a completely dark continuous line, B1 to B, B to C, C to D, D to E, E to E1, E1 to A1 and A1 to B1. So that is my first rule. See, in the first rule, in the rules of visibility, make the boundary as a complete continuous dark line. Now the object is like this, your prism. In the top view, I can see the top face like A, B, C, D, E visible, but in the bottom face corner, A1, B is not visible. That means in the top view, my top face is completely visible, but bottom face is not visible. In the same way, these three longer edges visible like A1, BB1, and this is called E1 is visible, but CC1, DD1 not visible in the top view. See, in the top view, I can see the top face and the bottom face we cannot see, but these longer edges are what? Visible. See, now you are seeing the object from here. I can see the top face, it is completely visible. Make it completely dark. That means A to B dark, B to C, and D to E is dark. But base is not visible, you have to make it dark, because anything if it is not visible to you from the observer, that you show it as a what? Dotted line. See, I am showing as a what? A dotted line. Now, here the axis line, here the observer. In between the axis line and the observer, these three longer edges called A1 visible, BB visible, and one more edge called E visible. but CC and DD1 is not visible. CC and DD1 make it as a what? A dotted line. CC1 as a dotted line, but A visible, make it completely dark. And this is my O1. So this is my second what? The set of top and front view. In the third step, very simple, the therefore we go for beta construction. But in the problem, we not mentioned the problem like that. The axis appears to be or the top of the axis. In such cases, we don't go for beta. But here, simply the axis inclined to be at an angle 30 degree. Therefore, we go for what? Beta construction. See how we can go for beta construction? Very simple. You draw a line which is inclined to VP at an angle 30 degree. On the 30 degree line, take the actual measurement of the axis, that is axis 60 millimeter, mark it here. See, I am marking O1O true length, that is 60 millimeter on this 30 degree line. After this, passing through O, you draw a locus, which is parallel to the XY line. Then take the apparent length of the axis. See, I am taking the what? Apparent length of the axis. This is my apparent length of the axis from O1 to what? O. Now, using compass with O1 as center, the apparent length of the axis, you cut this. Then join this O1 to O and extend it this angle what is called as beta. Now I am reconstructing this figure with an angle beta but not an angle 30 degree. How do we reconstruct this figure? Very simple. You call this intersection called 1, you call this intersection called 2, you call this intersection called 3, and it is 4. Just for construction purpose, I am generating these points called 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now beyond O1 you extend a line further, then take the measurement of O1 to 1, mark here. Take the measurement of O1 to A using compass with O1 as center, mark here. Similarly, measure the distance between O1 to 2, and as well as from O to 3 you mark here. This is my 3, and O1 to A and O to 4 you mark here. Then passing through 1 you draw a line exactly perpendicular. See, this line is perpendicular to this. Similarly, passing through 2 you draw a line exactly perpendicular to that. Passing through, draw a perpendicular. Passing through 4 you draw a perpendicular to the beta line. Then after that, measure 1 to E1 and 1 to B1 with 1 as center, mark here. This is E1 and this is what? And this is B1. Measure 2 to A D1 and 2 to C1. Measure here, this is D1 and this is what? C1. Similarly, take the measurement of 3 to E and 3 to B, mark here, and also measure 4 to D and 4 to C with 4 as center, mark here. This is your D, C, and this is B, and this is E. So now everything is get ready. Now you just simply join. I am joining all the points. So now, as it is, what I am seeing the second top view, I am reconstructing this here as it is like this. This is not visible, you make it as a dotted line, and CC will not visible, you have to make a dotted line, but AAN visible, make a dotted line. So I am reconstructing this what? The same top view in which the axis is inclined to be at an angle beta but not at an angle 30 degree. But how do we get the front view? Very simple. From D1 and this is D1 dash. Similarly, you draw a projector from E. This is a projector of E. And draw a projector from D. There is a projector of D. There is a projector of B. B is here. You draw a projector from B. Similarly, draw a projector from C. C intersecting here. You draw a projector from D. Draw a projector from A. A is here. See, I'm projecting all the points, right? A, B, C, D, E. Here also A, B, C, D, E. So what are my first rules? Very simple. Very simple. You can connect the what? You can connect the what? Boundary points. See, A to A1, A1 to E1, E1 to D1, D to C, C to D, and D to C, and this is. So in the front view, I can see the base, but top face is not visible. I can see the base, top face is not visible. That you have to show it as a dotted line. And similarly, BB when is visible. Kataita. Yes. Now after drawing all the projectors vertically and also from horizontally, first again the rules of visibility, what it shows, make the boundary as a completely dot continuous line. Here the object is like this, right? In the front view, I can see the base, but top face not visible because nearer to BP, this is near to the observer. Therefore, my top face ABCD, I have to show it as a what? Dotted line. Since base is completely visible, make the base completely dot continuous line. And here the axis line, here the observer. Between the axis line and the observer, BB when is visible. See, BB when is visible, make it dark. But EE when is not visible, EE when is not visible, that you have to show it as a what? Dotted line. Similarly, and this DD when is also not visible, that you have to make it as a what? Dotted line. I think this is how we should draw the what? The top view and front view of a pentagonal prism in which the